Rob, really excited about our conversation here today. Excited about the conversation really around something really important, purpose. And,
Yes.
and how that plays out for us today, and maybe even more importantly, how we can strengthen our purpose muscles a little bit. So before we jump into our conversation, maybe a really good starting place for our listeners that maybe haven't gotten a chance to be exposed to you yet, share a little bit about you. What's been your kind of career journey up to this point?
Sure. And by the way, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here. I've been in business a long time. I've been a business person for more than 4 decades. It doesn't feel like that long, but it is. I've dealt with all kinds of problems that people face. A couple decades ago, I started becoming more spiritual, more religious, and more interested in that side of life. I'd gone to business school a long time ago, and so that's been my orientation. So I signed up for a class at Fuller Seminary, and then that led to another class and another class, and so finally I got a master's degree there. But I became very interested in connecting the spiritual side and what we might call our work side. I noticed there's often a disconnection that my theologians, who I thought highly of, usually don't have a very good understanding of business, or often don't. So I began trying to make those connections, and I started something I call the Center for Faith and Enterprise, which is the purpose of which is to help people tap into the resources of their faith, their spirituality, and see how their faith or spirituality can help them in their work, support them in their work, inform them, and that sort of thing. And by the way, when I talk about faith or spirituality, in my book, the sacred rhythm or sacred meaning of everyday work, I try hard to make it clear that what's important is your own faith or spirituality. I'm not trying to sell a particular point of view. I'm a Christian, but I take the attitude that it's your own faith or spirituality that's important. And I try to offer insights that people can consider that maybe might help them make the connection. I've come around to the point of view that I think that most of us have two deep intuitive drives or desires that have a lot to do with our purpose. One is we want to connect with something larger or deeper than ourselves. For a lot of us, we think of this as having a deeper awareness of God or the divine mystery. And the second, which is closely related, is we want to know that our work and what we're doing contributes to the well-being of other people and the greater good. And I think these are important for our sense of purpose. If we can see how our work expresses these, then it's likely to have much more meaning and purpose for us.
Yeah.
Now I would also say that I realize these deep desires are quite often subconscious. We may not be aware of them. They do seem to emerge into our consciousness from time to time in various ways. But even when they remain subconscious, I think they're important to us and maybe give us an instinct for where our purpose and meaning lies. So I think it's important to recognize them and see how they express themselves through our work.
Yeah, beautiful.